What's up, y'all? It's Mulatto, Big Lotto, and you're watching Hot New Hip Hop's on the Come Up. Mulatto is the first solo female rapper from Atlanta to go gold, period, off rip. I'm 21. I'm just like the queen of the South, the authentic voice for the people, the come up, got it out the mud story. I grew up in Atlanta. I was born in Columbus, Ohio, but my parents moved to Atlanta when I was 2 years old. So it's like I don't really know much about anything other than Atlanta. And then specifically, I grew up on the south side of Atlanta in Clayton County. We call it Clayco. So it's like that's where the countryness come in, because I'm not from the city. I'm from Clayco, so it's like more country. I went to Clayco schools all my life, like elementary up to high school, and growing up in Atlanta, it's just that music was just embedded in me. Like I feel like if I would have been raised in Columbus, I probably wouldn't have ended up being a rapper or the rapper that I am today. So I credit where I'm from so much. That's why it's like Queen of the South, bitch from the South, ATL ho. Like I'm always crediting where I'm from, because it's like growing up anywhere else, I don't feel like it would have had the same result. Atlanta got so many other people that have made it from the city, so it's like growing up in Atlanta and aspiring to be a rapper, it just felt so tangible. It's like so many other people from the hood, from the city, really made it. Like I can too. Specifically, like Walker from Riverdale. When my parents moved here, we first moved to Riverdale. You know what I'm saying? So, like I grew up on Tip, Gucci. Gucci always been my favorite rapper since the beginning. Gucci was always my favorite rapper. Tip. I grew up on Outkast. Like really just Atlanta rap. And it's so crazy because Atlanta been the forefront for hip hop, trap music for a long minute now, but it ain't been no female face for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I wear my city on my back. Before rap, I was like, language arts was always my favorite subject. So I was a schoolgirl, like real heavy in the books, heavy on education, but I was popular at the same time. So it's like that poetry and just paying attention in language arts and writing and essays and stuff, that kind of like just turned into lyrics and raps. But it really just started out just being real into school. Like I always loved school growing up, but them poems turned into lyrics, probably because, growing up in Atlanta, just being around music is just the city of creatives and black music. In high school, I was super popular, but I was real about my education. So it's like I was in all the honors classes, AP classes. I was always AB on the roll, never made nothing on my report cards lower than a B. So it's like I was the popular girl. I made it cool to be popular, but still be a nerd. So like I would be at the lunch table roasting and freestyling, but I went right to class after that. Like I ain't play by my education. Yeah, so before rap, I definitely drag raced. I was always doing something crazy. It's like if I'm rapping now, if I wasn't a rapper, I would have been a drag racer. Just crazy hobbies. What? But all the men in my family, they drag race. And then just growing up in Atlanta, like I would go to these races with like my dad, my grandpa, my cousins, my uncles, literally all the men drag race. So I would be going with them, and it would be like all the big dope boys in the city, the rappers, like all the street niggas. Like it's not like when you hear drag racing, you think some like country, like NASCAR, like people be trying to think it's NASCAR. It's not NASCAR. It's like cookouts and just music. People be performing, big rims, cameras out, everybody popping their shit, because it's Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? We known for popping our shit. So it's like bets going on, gambling on who gonna win the race, and like it's more of a culture thing in Atlanta. So it's like growing up on the scene of that, it definitely influenced me. The biggest lesson I learned from being on the rap game would probably be to just like use my voice and not be just really be headstrong. Like at that age, I was 16, so it's like you could easily fall for the traps of like production, and just TV is different, so it's like it's real manipulative, so you could really fall into those traps at that age, like getting set up to say certain things, to be portrayed in a certain light, or like to feed into the drama. So I would say the biggest thing I learned was just to like have a voice and like stand on 10 and not fall for the mess. It's just like not let people manipulate me and sway me. The rap game, it was like a platform that I used, and I used it to my best advantage, and just took everything that I could from the show and just ran with it. Like the audience, the fans took that and ran with it. The lessons I learned, took that and ran with it. Like even to this day, I apply that same mentality as far as like not letting people manipulate me. As far as like TV production and staff, I use that to this day on the industry level. Like no A&R, no record exec, no manager, publicist is gonna tell me how I'm gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, I was the biggest Nicki Minaj fan. Like I was in 5th grade. I was probably like around 10 years old when Nicki came out the gate swinging, like when she just flooded the industry. So I was the biggest fan, like cut my hair in bangs, pink dye, like all that. So I would say another influence I had that's not from Atlanta or the South period is Nicki. And I feel like that's where like my lyrics come into play, because like southern rappers, we got that like that bounce or whatever, but I got that bounce but with heavy bars and punchlines, probably from inspirations like Nicki. So when the producer hit me, the producer that made WAP, he hit me and he was like, yeah, I sent it to Gucci, and he was like, yeah, I do the verse, but what's her label situation? Like, I want to sign her. She signed? And so that was not cap when he said try to sign Mulatto and she was signed already. That was not cap. But the producer let him know. He was like, nah, she literally just signed the deal. Like, she just signed the RCA, whatever. And then even when I met Gucci on set, he was just like, man, how I missed out on you, shawty. Like, I fucked up. Being the first female rapper from Atlanta to go gold and just be certified, period, it's just like, it feel well deserved. Like when I turned down that deal from the rap game, so many people was like, you know, you making a mistake, you're not gonna get this opportunity again, don't get too big headed. And this is for those people, period. Like, you gotta believe in yourself and you gotta just trust the process. Like, nobody gonna go hard for you like yourself. So it's like, I already knew what I was about to do in this industry, and now them things are tangible. So it's like, you don't got no choice but to accept the fact, like, yeah, she the queen of the South for sure. Literally, I'm going down in the history books. I was actually on tour. I was on a tour of my own called the Big Lotto Tour. This was pre-label, pre-deal, and it was just me and my team going on tour, just promoting myself and, like, you know, just spreading the word. Little small, independently put together, small budget tour. And I was on stage in Houston, I want to say. Houston. And in the middle of performing, my manager come tap me on the shoulder and he like, Rihanna just went live listening to your song. And I was like, what? Like, you can't tell me nothing like that while I'm on stage. Like, I'm about to drop the mic type shit. So as soon as I got done performing, I pulled it up on my phone. Everybody, as soon as I grabbed my phone, everybody was texting and calling me like, oh my God. But yeah, just to see that was crazy. It just like, it just feel like surreal. Like, that's crazy. Rihanna, RiRi, listening to even just know the song, but to go live and singing the words, like that was a surreal feeling. I haven't had the chance to talk to Rihanna yet, heavy on it yet, because I'm big on manifesting. So not yet, but Nicki, I've done like on Instagram, I'll rap acapella to some of her beats, and she have reposted one of my videos before, and I had just commented and I just let her know, like, you're like a real inspiration for me, and like I'm always giving Nicki her flowers, but in that comment section I had just wrote like a little short sweet paragraph just letting her know like how much I appreciated her for reposting my video and how she was influenced to me, and she was just like, thank you, mama. Like but I ain't gotta have no one-on-one with both of them, either of them yet, but it's coming. I feel like now I just got the accolades to back it up. It's like literally I made history. I'm the first solo female rapper from Atlanta to go gold. So it's like now I can say I'm the queen of the South. And then it's just like the older I get, just like solidifying yourself in the industry. It's like I became aware that it's like you gotta have a lane in this because there's so many new artists. Every day it's a new artist. So you gotta have a lane. You gotta find your lane where ain't nobody in that lane and they can't get in that lane. So it's like ain't been no female rapper from Atlanta to take this shit all the way. So as soon as I realized that, I said, okay, boom, I'm the queen of the South. And now it's just working in my favor because things like going gold or whatever, it's like it's undeniable now. I literally am the queen of the South. I recorded the whole Queen of the South project during the pandemic, like starting from the top of quarantine to now we nearing the end. It's out, but I recorded it during quarantine, like in LA, in Miami, and Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, so between them three cities, I finished that album, and it was just like so tough. And I had to go back to the drawing board so many times to get creative with like rollouts and, you know, just how am I going to promote this project, because I feel like I got a solid piece of work, but I can't physically go promote this project and do the radio interviews and meet and greets and shows like how I would normally want to do. So it was a little frustrating, but I feel like it was a blessing in disguise in the end, because this project I was able to like take a few steps back and just only focus on the music and recording, versus prior to the pandemic, it was like I got other shows going on, I got interviews, I got photo shoots, video shoots. Like I would be so distracted, versus in the quarantine I ain't have nothing to do but record, so I could just focus on creating the best content that I could. So it kind of worked out. Well, my team, shout out to my team, because my team crazy too. Like they got real creative and we just made it work. But Pull Up with 21, it was like, as soon as I recorded that song, I already knew I wanted him on it. The bounce of the song, it was just so 21 Savage. Like the flow, I knew he was just gonna eat it up. So I had been sitting on that song. I reached out to him. I'm like, I really want you to get on the song, whatever. And I told my label, I'm like, man, we gotta hit this from every angle. I'm gonna try to hit him. I need management to hit his management. I need label to hit his label. Like we attacking this from all different angles, because I was so adamant about him being on it. And the crazy thing is, it was because he was working on his own stuff at the same time. I was asking for the feature. So it was the time where we was like, Lotto, I don't know if this is gonna be possible. You might want to consider other options. Like who else could we reach out to? And I was just like, man, like I was so frustrated. He ended up sending me the song with his verse, like probably a week at most, probably not even a full week before I had to turn in my project. So it was like perfect timing. And the verse was crazy, obviously, and it ended up being one of my favorite songs on the project. I felt like I needed a female feature. Like it was so many females going crazy right now. I had to have a female feature. Like it wouldn't even have been supportive of the female rap wave if I didn't have a female feature on a project, especially with a title like Queen of the South. I had to have somewhat queens on my project. So in and out, I recorded in LA, and as soon as I cut it, that's another one of those situations where I was like, boom, I already know who I want on this. It was just so girly, upbeat. It just spoke city girls to me. So shout out to P, because he made that happen, and they both super cool. We just shot the video the other day too, so that's gonna be perfect icing on the cake. When my team got that call about that WAP video, I thought it was a prank call, no cap. I was like, man, y'all gotta be playing with me. But at the time, I didn't even know Megan was on the song. They just reached out and was like, we want Mulatto to be, Cardi want Mulatto to be in her video. So I'm thinking it's like, oh, I'm gonna do like a cameo for Cardi. Was still super, super stoked. But then I found out Megan was on the song. Then I found out about the other girls that was gonna be having cameos too. And that the picture just got so much bigger. I was like, oh shit, this about to break the internet, which it did. WAP broke the internet for sure, and it was like perfect timing because it just helped my rollout for my project unintentionally. Like it wasn't our video, our song, so we have nothing to do with the timing that they dropped. It just literally unfolded right as we needed it to. Cardi, shout out to Cardi, because she, even aside from on set she was super inviting, very welcoming. Like you could just feel her energy. Like she's just real warm spirit, like very inviting. She made us all feel real comfortable. But even after the video shoot, like she's DM'd me on multiple occasions telling me like, she just giving me like from the shoes of somebody that's already in it to kicking game to somebody who's going to be in those shoes. She just like, man, you got to do this. Don't worry about this. Don't let this distract you. And like, she just be giving me just genuine advice and just encouraging words, which in hip hop period, in the game period, most people don't do that, but especially women. So I think she's so dope for that, and I will always have utmost respect for her for that. Like literally, she posted my album when it dropped on her story, tagged me in it. She just be going above and beyond, even just as simple as it all started with putting me in the WAP video. She ain't had to do that, you know what I'm saying? Because she knew what that would do for my career and just giving me that platform. She knew what that would do for me. So it was just like a real selfless act. And like I said, after that, she even still be in touch, like DMing me, posting my album. Like, shoot, like that's a real bitch, period. My dream collaboration of all time is Nicki Minaj. Just because what it would mean to my childhood and just me as a rapper is like, she is one of the reasons why I rap. So I feel like that would just be icing on the cake, Lotto and Nicki. My long-term goals is, I definitely want to win a Grammy, be nominated for a Grammy, some like real iconic shit. Like to bring a Grammy back home, or just be like, I'm the first person from Clayton County to have a Grammy. That shit would be crazy. That would be a big flex. So the Grammys and just more plaques, like all the accomplishments, just hella trophies. I want all the trophies just to show, like, make everything worthwhile and to just make the 10-year-old me proud. Like when I decided I want to be a rapper at 10 years old, if the 10-year-old me could see a Grammy in my hand and hella plaques on the wall at the crib, like she would be happy. So just fulfilling my 10-year-old dream.